taas ei pelata videoa. Ennen otetaan näitä. Mä mun ihan kuulla. Captain. Joo, on tap the video. I'll delete this. How to be funny. No. Yeah. The video. On criminal. Today. Let me.
War always changes. No two totally accurate battles are ever alike. I've fought enough of them to know. My army has slaughtered samurai by the thousands. Stood versus cannon and catapult alike. Showered in the volleys of archer arrows. And witnessed monstrosities beyond explanation. Now I'm without an army. I am a single unit, and I must fight for my life. In the arena. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. And today we are going to be doing something a little bit different. You guys will know that I've already beaten the entire campaign. I've already done a bunch of 1,000 and 1,800 man battles. But today we are going to be trying a gladiator arena challenge. We're going to be following one single unit into battle, and victory or defeat isn't going to rely on defeating the enemy. It's going to rely on this one unit's survival. Gary the Gladiator is going to be our champion. The first of 12 challenges for Gary is going to be 2 peasants, and I don't know if that's really fair. They're unarmed, but it is 2v1, and Gary can pick up any weapon that he wants. I think we're going to go with the samurai sword. Seems very quick and effective. Let's just get this slaughter over with. Gary is at an advantage for weapons, but you never know. I mean, if one of them just kind of slips in a silly fist and catches Gary on the chin, he might go down faster than a cheap hooker. Look at this. Look. Oh, okay. He managed to get through. That was actually more of a battle than I expected. These 2 men came in with a real plan. They showed off a lot of teamwork. One of them was going to catch the katana with their face, and then the other one was going to get in there with some silly fists. But as Vince Offer has taught us, if you're going to slap, you're going to get chopped. Gary's second challenge will be 2 boxers. That's not better. That's worse. Their fists are literally padded. That has to be a disadvantage. Like, I know boxers are technically quick on their feet, they know how to punch properly, but how good is punching technique against a sword? Really? That didn't go very well for him. Yeah, didn't go great. Unlike the peasants, it seems that these boxers don't understand teamwork. They funnel in one at a time, and they meet the sword one at a time. Gary's third challenge will actually be against armed opponents, and again, there are 2 of them, so maybe we'll actually get a fight out of this one. Looks like one of them have elected for a blunt force weapon, a mace of kinds, and the other one has gone for the classical trident. I'm sure Poseidon is going to be happy with this. Oh, and Gary switched it up. He's gone for a more medieval sword, a pokey sword, if you would. I think Gary's been injured, but he wins. Let's take a look at Gary's technique this time, because he switched it up. He's gone with a more pointy sword, and he used that to his advantage. He points him in the nipple, points him in the jugular, really knows all the soft spots of the human anatomy. This doesn't seem fair, right? Gary, single Gary, versus 2 poachers. They're both going to have bows and arrows. Gary, I guess you're going to need a shield, man, because you got a lot of ground to make up. Hopefully their accuracy is as bad as they look. Oh, okay. You took one in the head. That's not good. Oh, yes, Gary. You can do it. Just circle around. They're too slow. Oh my god, it's like the Matrix. Right, just like that. Yeah! I didn't even say anything for half that one. That was a nail biter. It's a shame that they don't let the contestants wear their glasses to these kind of events. I really do feel like the poacher has lost out there. I mean, he did hit Gary 9 times at last count, 1 in the head, but it's that 10th shot that really matters. Next up, Gary will be facing a single spearman, and the spearmen are a little bit of a challenge. You know, it's a super long weapon, and I don't really know what's best against them. We can try maybe a bow, right? I feel like that'd be a good idea. Of course, we don't get a good bow. We get one of the shitty bows off the corpses of the guy we just took out. So hopefully your aim is better than theirs was. So far, it's not. Hit him in the knee, hit him in the dick. A couple more shots in the dick. There you go. That was close. Once again, Gary is exhibiting his superior knowledge of the human anatomy and his pinpoint precision with the bow. He chooses to shoot in the thigh, a couple of shots in the dick, and the guy goes down. Very precise. On to the 7th challenge. Now, finally, Gary is facing off against trained, equipped warriors, and it looks like he's up against a single footman this time. And I don't really know how we want to meet him. We could go on level playing ground. We could also pick up a similar sword. I think we want to go back to the samurai. Gary's quite good with the katana. I get the feeling that this is not going to go well for Gary. Like, there's going to be bloodshed on both sides. They're going to trade blows. It just comes down to who is going to land the killing blow. Use that precision of the katana. Oh, awesome. Didn't even get a cut. This is where the opponent could have really taken advantage of the technique shown by Gary earlier on in this challenge. The pointy end of the sword is quite pointy, and used properly, he would have been able to get a blow in far sooner, but he elected for a swing, and it cost him. So up until this point, it looks like Gary has followed in the way of the samurai, but now he must face one of his own kind in another samurai. And, I mean, it feels foolish to go footman after we just defeated a footman with the katana, so maybe we'll go with something like the spear? I feel like we might be able to get that distance advantage. Let's try something like that. I believe in you, Gary. Now just remember, very important, you need to plunge that pointy end into his dick. Just like that. Nailed it. Up until this point in the challenge, Gary has been rustling some jimmies, but it wasn't until now that he decided to split the jimmies right down the middle. Quite possibly the strongest combination of weapons in the gladiatorial arena has always been the shield and the axe, and now Gary has to face off against a Viking, and he's going to meet him head-on with the exact same weapons. It's all going to come down to technique this time, Gary. Up until this point, you've been at a relative advantage in weaponry, but now you got a shield bash. You got to get in there. Red victory! There we go. I don't think his weapon ever touched him. I can hardly believe it, but Gary actually headbutted the opponent's weapon out of his hand while simultaneously following through on the chop over the shield. Just spectacular technique. I feel like the explanation for these battles are a little bit longer than the battles themselves, which is good, because Gary's going to need that speed to face off against a single musket. This guy's a gun. How is that fair? So we need to get in there quick. We need to avoid that shot, because let's be honest, they don't have great accuracy. And then we need to kill him swiftly. So let's go with the spear. This is going to be a quick battle, Gary. You need to get in there. He's going to probably have 2 shots at you. The first one is already loaded. Oh, okay. He's reloading. He's packing in the powder. He's putting in his big stupid bullet. He's doing a little, oh my god, he missed again.
There is a world where adventure calls. A world of epic quests
Nobody
and
loves
great
that.
challenges.
Don't play that. Don't play that.
Yes! Way to go, Gary! Once again, you really do have to feel for these ranged units and the no glasses rule of this competition. While it may not make for an interesting battle, at the very least we got an excellent masturbatorial tutorial from the announcer. Looks like Gary's finally earning some favor in the arena. He's up to challenge number 10, and this time it is going to be a staged battle. We have 2 chariots facing off against a phalanx with Gary in the center of it. Gary's the one Viking there in the center, so we can keep an eye on him, and he needs to not get hit by a chariot. Gary? Is Gary okay? No, I think Gary fell. It's like I said, if Gary falls, then it is a failure, so we need to try again. Luckily, he was just rendered unconscious. Not a big deal. He's going to be back for the next showing. Let's try that again. Gary, you can't throw your shield up in the air like you just don't care. You're going to need it. Oh, crap. This is going to be more difficult than I thought. There you go, Gary. Hold on to your weapon. That's what's important. And don't get hit by the chariots. Yes, use those shields. Did we get any of them? We killed one. He's coming back around. You can do it, Gary. I believe in you. You gotta keep an eye on him. No, don't get killed by your own team. Yeah, there we go. Gary survives. Doesn't matter if he didn't get any kills. Having seen these chariots twice before, Gary has the strategy down pat. He just has to take a step to the right to avoid the initial rush, and then hopefully not pick any fights with his teammates. This next one is absolute bullshit. This is what they do in the arena. They don't want people to get their freedom. They don't want them to go on to 12. So at 11, they face off a bunch of unarmed men against a cannon crew. More specifically, 2 cannon crews. For glory! You can do it, Gary. Just don't get hit by the cannonballs. It's very, very important. Okay, that one seems to have a vendetta for you in the back, Gary. We're gonna have to go after him first. I think we're doing good so far. Only a couple of these guys have managed to get hit. You don't want to line up in front of the hole where the ball comes out, guys. That's a bad idea. We good? Yeah! Gary survived! On to the final round! I'm hearing from our medical experts right now that Gary's ankle is, in fact, not broken. It is just a sprain. He will be able to move on to the final challenge. Of course it would be the Chicken Man is the finale. Like, what do you expect? I just want to know the logistics of where they keep this thing. Where do you keep a giant 15-foot tall chicken birthing man? Where does he get his coats? And of course, they decided to give us less than a dozen samurai to accomplish this. Okay, guys, you gotta make every blow count. You gotta hack the bone, go for the shins, go for the Achilles. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, like that. That was great. That was a head. Oh no, Gary the chickens. That was close. I'm gonna call that one a do-over because the Chicken Man decided to get his jazz bones moving, and how are we supposed to hack the bone if it's all the way over there somewhere? So, come on, guys, you got this. I know you got this. They did it! Yes! Alright, well, I think that's gonna be it for this episode of Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this. You know, I've been trying to come up with more original stuff to do with this game because it is incredibly limited, but you guys enjoy it so much, the videos always do so well that I want to do more, and I had the idea for this, and I wasn't really sure if it would work, but hopefully it did. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. What are you? Oh, your fingers. And back.
One pointy. Yeah, do you like them? I have. It's a man. Look, it's a man. I don't have. Anyways. Indeed.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to Totally Accurate Battle
I
Simulator. So last time, you guys seemed to really enjoy the video that I made of Gary the Gladiator and the Arena Challenge, so I wanted to do something similar, but not the same. I didn't want to make the exact same video again like a lot of people requested, so today we are going to be having a tournament. Single elimination, to the death, every single unit to see who the best unit in tabs is. Now, the way that this is going to work is every single unit has been randomly distributed in this tournament bracket, and we're just going to follow this bracket all the way until a victor is decided. And the cheaper units are going to be rounded up to the same cost as the more expensive units. That way, it's a level playing field. Some people will have quality, some people will have quantity, but in the end, they would have cost the same amount in the campaign, and that's kind of how I value units, I guess. But before we begin, I want to hear from you guys. Leave a comment letting me know, don't cheat, don't go to the end, no looking forward. Who do you think is the best unit? Who do you think is going to win? Because for me, I think it's the Viking. You know, I'm a big fan of the Vikings, their wiliness, and the fact that they have 2 weapons. They're a little bit expensive, so they might not be able to beat a really cheap unit if they get matched up against them, but I got a lot of faith. May the tournament begin! Boxers versus archers. This is what I was talking about with quality versus quantity. They cost the same, and the archers have quality, but they need to land every single shot because there are so many boxers. No, they're going to make the distance. Oh god, it's already gone downhill. Oh, miss. Was that friendly fire? We need to see that again. This archer just has flawless technique. You're going to see him dodge at least 3 or 4 haymakers, and it gets to the point where his teammates are so fed up with it, they literally break his spine. That's not cool. Boxers, move on to round 2. Peasants versus ballista. I never actually thought that the peasants might be able to be contestants in this tournament, but there are so freaking many of them. Every single unit costs so much more than them that they definitely. I mean, this ballista just doesn't stand a chance, right? But oh, well, you know what? They might line up just right.
Ah,
Okay, well, heavy casualties, but red victory. The mindless horde mentality of the peasants really comes into effect here when they line up like geese in front of this shot. But you know what? Some sacrifices need to be made for victory. Peasants move on to round 2. Muskets versus Chicken Man. This could be close. I think that the Chicken Man can go really far, but he has a huge disadvantage in costing 5,000. You can get a pretty big army of any other unit to go against him, so that's a whole lot of dick shots. The Muskets have the numbers, they have the willingness, and they have their eyes set on the scrotum of that giant. Some people would call that bad form, unsportsmanship, but in the end, they're moving on. And the Muskets move on to round 2. Barbarians versus farmers. We finally have our first even battle. This is going to come down to skill and to armament because the clubs might not get the job done. I'm a big fan of the tridents. Okay. Well then, it looks like it's oh no, they've screwed up. The barbarian could really take advantage of this. Failed to do so though. The barbarian really had a moment to take advantage of here. Wires got crossed on the farmer's side. I don't know how this ends up happening. They just started hoedowning in the battlefield for some reason, but he just couldn't swing around. Turning radius with that club is just too wide. And the farmers move on to round 2. Poachers versus Chicken Man. That is so many poachers. At this point, their accuracy doesn't even matter. Their accuracy is not very good here, but does anybody want any shish kebab chicken? Oh my god, that poor Chicken Man. That was a disaster. They're just too expensive. This is the face of a man who knows he made mistakes. Poachers move on to round 2. Footmen versus Samurai. This is one that I really wanted to see in this tournament. It's a complete toss-up. It's going to come down to who can swing the fastest, the pointy sword or the slashy sword. Oh, 2 versus 1, 1 versus 1. We got ourselves a showdown here, folks. Who's going to swing first? The samurai takes it down. It's like I said, this entirely comes down to who can swing first. And in some cases, the footmen can stab before the samurai can swing, but in the end, the samurai are just too quick. And the samurai move on to round 2. Spearmen versus Vikings. I don't feel good about this for the Vikings. This is not a matchup that they wanted. Oh no. Oh, one spearman takes down another one. It's a one-on-one. He has the range, and he also has the turning radius by the looks of it. The Viking needs to get his shield around, or else he's going to get an armpit full of spear. The Vikings are eliminated. There aren't many units that the Vikings will match up badly against, but the spearmen and their extremely long range, their ability to get around shields and up underneath that raised axe, it was just too much. Spearmen move on to round 2. Cannons versus chariots. Don't blink or you're going to miss this one, guys. It's going to come down to a cannon shot or a miss, and that's a miss. Chariot victory. This is completely unexpected of a horse to charge headfirst into the barrel of a cannon. I think we're going to have to look up this horse's medical history. There's something strange here. And the chariot moves on to round 2. Shields versus catapults. Bowling, anybody? They may have wanted to take a bit of a different formation. Oh, God. That looked painful. They naturally want to form a phalanx, you know, they want to protect everybody with their shields, but that is just a mistake against these opponents, right? That has to be, oh, we're starting to see a little friendly fire from the catapults, so they should have this in the bag as long as they don't manage to kill each other. We just lost a catapult to friendly fire. We just lost a second catapult to friendly fire. The shieldmen may be geniuses. Oh, I can't believe this is happening right now. There is just a serious communication collapse on the side of the catapult team. We have one shieldman going around the back. He seems to be going for the heart of the catapult, and he's down! 2 shieldmen versus 1 catapult left. I don't know how this can go well for the catapult at this point. Actually, we're the shieldmen, right? I don't think either of them have the ability to kill the other. Oh, maybe. The shieldman's coming in from behind. Is he gonna bonk him? Just give him a little bonk. There you go. There. Oh, boy. Oh, you shook him off. Oh, my God. We might be in for a wild ride, kids. Buckle up. We're going to be here a while. Uh-huh. Disqualified, you say? Purposely delaying the tournament, you say? A lack of willingness to actually fight to the death? I understand. Well, you've heard it here first, folks. Both contestants have been disqualified. That was already taken into account in the tournament bracket, because it's really awkward to try to make a bracket with 9 fights instead of 8. This might have been staged the whole time, though. I don't believe it. Disqualified. Round 2, peasants versus muskets. Our first match of round 2, and I gotta say, the peasants are getting matched up pretty well, because there is just no goddamn way that the muskets are gonna take down all of these guys, right? I would be surprised if they could take down 3 peasants. I mean, they got a few, but they don't have bayonets. Bayonets would be really handy right now, right? Is this guy? No, you see, he thinks he has a bayonet. You're gonna get pushed off the world, idiot! Take a shot! Oh my god, this dog. There you go. Get silly-fisted in the end, just like the rest of them. If the peasants continue to use this mindless horde mentality to their advantage, they're gonna go far. This musket really did not stand a chance. He delayed as best as he could, but he knew in the end he had to take a silly fisting rather than getting pushed off the edge of the world. Peasants move on to the semi-finals. Round 2, boxers versus farmers. 4 versus 3 is a pretty even fight. I had fully expected that the boxers were going to have a significant advantage in numbers going through this, and it looks like we have a dog pile. We have anybody coming out on top? We have only one farmer left, but he is dodging fists left and right. Left and right. Oh my god, he gets tagged on the chin, but he takes him down. He takes them both down. The farmers move on. This once again came down to the flawless execution of head movement from the opponent of a boxer. Last time we saw it in the archer, they couldn't follow through in the end, but the 3 points of the farmer will. Farmers move on to the semi-finals. Round 2, poachers versus samurai. This is going to entirely come down to accuracy. We've already seen the poachers miss the chicken man a lot, so they need to hit every other shot at least, and they seem to be doing it. We have a couple of porcupine samurai. They're managing to close the distance, but it's just too much. There's just too many arrows. They take him down. Look at the shots in that samurai. The poachers may have poor accuracy, but they're still landing a lot of their shots, and a lot of very important shots. Look at all the headshots on this guy. He had absolutely no chance. Poachers move on to the semi-finals. Round 2, spearmen versus chariot. This is a really unpredictable one because the chariot is just wild. You have no idea when it's going to go down. Look, he just caught 2 spears directly in the driver. It did not matter. And these spearmen just have such poor turning radiuses. They turn and, oh god, they get tied up in each other. They kill each other. Oh my god, the chariot might actually be able to take this down. There's only 2 spearmen left. They're not going to go down without a fight, though. They need to actually turn to try to make it so that they each don't have to turn anymore. They need to be facing opposite directions to be prepared. But instead, they're just caught in this constant spin. There goes another one. 1 spearman left. The chariot might take this down. Oh! He's not going to go down without a fight, though. Here he comes, a final rush. He jumped over it. He jumped over the connector. He needs to go for the horse here. This is coming right down to the wire. Come on, Spearman, I believe in you. Couldn't get there. Chariot moves on to What's that? Yes? Okay. Are you sure? I understand. Okay. It looks like the chariot has been disqualified for doping. They have found traces of illegal substances. The tournament organizers are very strict about this. Don't do drugs, kids, even if you're a horse. Spearmen move on to the semi-finals. Semi-final. Peasant versus farmer. For the first time, the peasants do not have a significant number advantage. It looks like it's about 6 versus 3, and they're unarmed. This is going to come down to how quickly the farmers can get rid of the peasants before they get silly-fisted. They're getting tied up. Oh no, the farmers, 2 versus 1, same odds. Double kill! A collateral! We need to see that again. Can safely say I did not expect that. The farmer has 3 points on his trident for good reason. He's an extra one for good measure because he takes down both of these peasants in one fell swoop. Semi-final, Poacher versus Spearman. Once again, it looks like the poachers are not at a significant number advantage. A lot of the quantity units have now been evened out, and they're at a disadvantage in the later stages. They need to really hit all of their shots here. The spearmen are starting to make up some distance, but it's not enough. The spearmen have a long reach. As a melee unit, they probably had the best chance against the poacher, but it wasn't good enough. Final round, poachers versus farmers. For the grand final, we have gone with a giant battle. Still even numbers, but this is again going to come down to the accuracy of the poachers. They've not missed so far, but they really seem to be missing now. The farmers are taking it on the chin and then giving it out. They've closed the distance. They're starting to loop around. Oh my god, this is a disaster for the poachers. They've come so far, but it might not be over yet. It looks like the farmers are starting to kind of clog up on each other. They formed a bit of a hoedown. There is but one poacher left, and the hoedown is moving on. It's a hoedown. It's a hootenanny. It's a hoedown. Farmers win. The poachers have really proven throughout this tournament that when they need the accuracy, they can have it. But in the final round, they really choked. Look at all these arrows just flying past the ranks of the farmers. And in the end, a lot of these shots aren't making a difference. These farmers aren't falling. They're managing to close the distance. And as soon as they do, the hoedown starts, the hootenanny starts, and the final poacher falls. Congratulations to the farmers. And it's funny because I'm pretty sure I've heard of other YouTubers doing a similar tournament style thing, probably not to this dramatic extent, but even then, I've heard of farmers winning as well. They're apparently a really, really strong unit because they cost so little, but they are armed. You know, when you have the barbarian and the boxer and the peasant, they don't actually have a weapon, which is a big difference. But I think that's going to be it for this episode of Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. Guys, were you right? Yes, farmer. I would say a lot of people did, but this was a lot of fun. My voice is absolutely killing me from that stupid announcer voice. But I love making these videos. I want to play more tabs. I absolutely will when there's an update.
Yeah.
But until then,
Yeah,
I'm
YouTube.
going to have to wait until I come up with
YouTube.
another original
Yep.
idea. So as always, if you guys have any ideas for what you want to see, be sure to leave them in the comments, and maybe I'll play it again soon. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.
Just abused it. Because of mine.
Hey man, what you doing?
Working on some big projects. I'm actually pretty busy.
Well, stop that boring Clever girl. He may have a tiny head, but he has a tremendous mind. Over here, over here, over here. Now backflip away. Blowing stuff up and laughing at it. Our bow bomb is currently on tap, but we can switch that to spray or beam. Super spray? Super beam? I don't even know what these mean, but you better believe that I want to try it. Oh my god. This may or may not break my game, but it will be so worth it. Gotta see this in slow motion. Oh yeah. That's it, everybody jump into the pot. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. And for today's episode, I'm going to be trusted with way more power than I probably should be. Because many of you guys know, when you're playing this game, you're usually a passive observer. You don't have a whole lot of influence over what's happening once the battle begins. You can take control of the unit if you really want to, but it doesn't really matter all that much. Now, however, with the latest update, I've been given god powers, which is just a recipe for disaster. Now, I'll admit, this is far from the first time I've been a god. That being said, I still have no sweet clue what I'm doing here. So we're gonna keep it nice and simple. Teacher versus teacher. That way they should hopefully juke and parry one another rather than kill, because I need a minute just to figure things out. And then hopefully we'll have some abilities. Abilities like push. Oh, okay. I can push you guys. I'm just a fart in the wind. Well, that's very different. Oh, I want to be a little careful. Otherwise, I'm gonna push one of them through the ground. Are you kidding me? I'm only a minute into the game. I already broke it. Alright, well, I guess it's just me and you now. Let's try grab. Grab? Oh, I'm like a weird glove from Smash Bros. Hello there. Can I just... Oh, that is
Guys,
not where you want to
You
grab
guys
your
are
teacher.
hectic.
Sorry.
Sorry. Don't know.
I've started off this video by blowing my teacher and grabbing his butt. That's just great. Well, this is definitely different. I can feel the power. I don't suppose I could just kind of...
Bye.
Bye! It was the only way anybody was gonna win. Let's try a battle that's just a little bit more complicated than a 1v1. Hopefully this way, I'll be able to avoid breaking the game. And any potential lawsuits that may arise in the process. So, we've got blow. Or, technically, push. Right? I should probably be calling it push. Push job sounds a whole lot less incriminating. Everybody can get pushed. We also have grab, so if I wanted... Really? Why is it so difficult for me to keep my fingers out of loincloths? Don't get me wrong, I have always strongly encouraged quick battles to the death in this game, but these battles are too quick. I don't have enough time to figure out what's going on, so I'm going to use one of my longtime god powers of time dilation, so you guys can all just chill out as I figure out shoot. We have a projectile bow, mode tap. Tap bow, you say. Oh, right then. At least it should be an easy shot. Tap. Oh, right, time is frozen. Right. Interesting. Okay, do we... Oh, so we can also shoot a spear? Oh, that is not fair at all. Musket? Alright. I don't know why I'm picking on this one guy. Let's spread the love around. We got balloon. Alright, a firework. Sounds good to me. Oh, bomb? Oh,
No.
bomb. Have we ever seen that before? There's no bomb archer in this game, is there? That might be a hint to a future unit. That'd be really cool. I might want to try that one individually just to see what it does. We got ice. We've got a ballista bolt. Okay, yeah, that's nuts. Really? Oh, and Zeus, of course. Why wouldn't we? There's a little lightning bolt there, and Blunderbuss can just, it's gonna cut a grape shot out. We get a little bit of everybody there. Shuriken, sure, why not? So you can have one of those. We get the regular old bomb coming down. We get the fire bow, and the Cupid bow. My God, there's so many. Okay, that's it. There's only like 15 different types of projectiles, and then let me guess, once I start this up, battle is not gonna last particularly long. Alright, that was technically shorter than the last, but we learned a lot. I want to learn a little bit more about that bomb arrow. Look, we've seen all of the others before, but I don't really know what it does, so we're gonna bring in Snuffy. He's been the resident explosive expert of tabs for a very long time. Mostly because they don't seem to bother him all that much. If I put half a dozen bomb arrows here behind his ear, I would imagine they'll tickle. They're also made of metal, which is really weird. They look a lot like the harpoons, but I don't think the harpoons have bombs on them. I might need to take a look. I'm pretty sure that's the case. But Snuffy should just take this like a champ. Doesn't care in the slightest. It's like I'm some kind of omnipotent hunter that came back in time to blow up the locals. Sorry about that, Snuffy. So these bomb arrow explosions aren't particularly big, but I think we can make up for that with quantity. And what better to blow up than a giant pile of hobbits? Assuming they are all hobbits. Oh no, that's a hobbit. didn't get the memo that you're not supposed to wear all of your wardrobe to your funeral. I love how they're all quivering, knowing that I'm about to detonate the entire Shire. Our glow bomb is currently on tap. We can switch that to spray or beam. Super spray? Super beam? I don't even know what these mean, but you better believe that I want to try it. Oh my god. This may or may not break my game, but it will be so worth it. Gotta see this in slow motion. Oh yeah. That's it. Everybody jump into the pie. Is there anything left? Oh. Wow. That was perfect. They've all got multiple arrows in them and just the art in motion. Or at least it was in motion. That may have been amazing, but I think we can do better. I know it's not perfect, but no art is. It's subjective. What matters is the effect that it has on people. Preferably an explosive effect. I've also made it so that they should survive. Which means it should rain charred hobbitsicles. Amazing. We've got a couple of survivors, and I kind of want to see what happens when I fire the super beam in real time. Okay. We might need to give that a shot. So if I understand this correctly, all I have to do is press this button, and it will just fire copious amounts of explosive arrows. It's like I'm an AC-130. It's so good. Holy crap. I don't even want to try the other fire modes. Why would you bother? I keep having to remind myself that this update came out a week ago. I can't make an entire video around one thing. Like, trust me, I would love to make one full video of just blowing stuff up and laughing at it. We still have even more god powers to try. We have vacuum, which probably isn't going to have much of an effect without time, huh? So what if we... Oh. Yeah, I was kind of curious what would happen if we used vacuum to pull a bunch of units together who want to blow each other apart. The fan bearers and the shouters, what did they just yell and cool each other to death? Did I kill them? That looks a whole lot more lethal than anything I just did. Let's try that again, except for this time I won't suck too much. Okay, I gotta suck before you guys blow. And again, please get your minds out of the gutter. Okay, you can all suck through the map. Great. Now what I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to get you all together. Okay, you guys come over here, and then no, you come over here, and then you guys come over here, and then everybody, no. They keep wanting to blow each other away, and I keep sucking them back in. What if I suck you all off the map? Something like that. Yeah, you can all go for a swim. I like it. It's not the flashiest, but it's definitely quite impactful. We never did see if I had the chops to suck or blow the big boys. How about we try a little something like this? Nope. They don't seem to care all that much. What if I blow? Nope. Zero impact. Alright then, why don't we break out inverted gravity? Oh, you guys like that one, don't you? You got a whole lot of gravity on you considering how big you are. Some of them float away a whole lot faster than others. What's your deal? You're just kind of swimming around here and the other ones are in space. Ooh. Okay, so if I let go, I still don't really know if there's fall damage in this game. I guess if they leave the stratosphere, that counts as a ring out? I wonder what would happen if we sporadically removed gravity from a battle. Like an actual battle, like faction versus faction, they're duking it out, and then all of a sudden, gravity weakens ever so slightly. But not for too long. You could definitely return back to Earth. The surface of Earth, not underneath it, you jackasses. Come on, man. Why do half of them fall through the ground? You're making my life real difficult. Maybe I can pull them back out. We do lift the bodies for some reason, why did the snake archers and Zeus not care about gravity? See that? What is going on there? Is it only melee units? Do the firework... Oh, the firework archers tend to float up a little bit as well. Some kind of special ability? I don't know, I've never seen something like that before. I can even... We can be real gradual with it, just a little bit. Everybody kind of hop around. Some people like to think that Zeus is the god of thunder. Others think Thor is the god of thunder. In all reality, it's not all that special. Okay? For a god, throwing lightning around is about as difficult as farting in a jar. You'll see what I mean in just a moment. Oh, and they bounce too. How did we not nuke everything that's alive? The whole screen was covered in electricity. You gotta be kidding me right now. Well, I can certainly do a little something like this. How do you feel about that? Oh, you could just go down on me, Zeus. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna finally take some of your own medicine. I may be able to throw lightning and get rid of gravity and blow dudes, but this is not one of my godly powers. I think this is the side effect of mixing too many different types of Chinese steroids. Dude's like 20 feet tall. His bow staff looks like a broom handle. He's getting just a little bit too godly for my liking, so I think I'm just gonna send him to another planet. Hopefully this actually works. Looks like it's working.
Funny fact.
This was the alternate ending to Up. There we go. Hopefully those balloons don't pop. Oh, crap. He's gotta be dead, though, right? Yeah, we turned him into a porcupine. Never be too certain. I wonder if I could just do a little something like this. Why doesn't everybody fly? Just spray and pray. I'm sure they'll all go where I want them to go eventually. This must be what it feels like to be it. Just balloons for everybody, all the little boys and girls.
And Austin.
Oh, I missed quite a few. Hey, Zeus. What do you think you're doing? Where do you think you're... There we go, that's more like it. Is there anybody else alive? Still a couple. Man, that's not very accurate. I gotta say, I gotta work on my godly aim. Spray and pray is not very omnipotent of me. I didn't get a lot of time at the end of last episode to mess around with everything having wings. And I got a lot of recommendations for you guys. Many good ones that I'm sure I'll get to eventually. Right now, I want to return to the wobbly horse. Because the four-winged horse is just too good not to grab, apparently. How about I go ahead and just grab you, pull you over here. Come on now. Where do you think you're going? No. Stay away. Struggling. It's really struggling. That's it, all you idiots can just follow him over here. He's too majestic for you to reach. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna let you go to kill this last guy. Go, my pretty! Yes! The perfect joust. One thing that a lot of you guys wanted to see was musketeers with wings, because they can't hit anything with their feet firmly planted on the ground. So what are they going to do when they're flopping around in the air? I would imagine they're probably still going to shoot each other pretty easily right off the bat. But really, you guys don't fly? What's the point of having wings then? You gotta be kidding me! Cupid can fly and he's got a ranged attack. You guys have great posture for it. I gotta say, you're really rocking the pose, but it's still completely pooping on my parade. It's a pretty well-known fact that wings make everything more majestic. So if you take the most majestic creature in tabs, other than the wobbly horse, no offense, Snuffy, what exactly would happen? Oh, he's got the tiny little wings inside of him. They are flying. Are you kidding me? That much fuzzy meat can get off the ground, but the musketeers can't? Why? Oh, that's just so frustrating. They don't even know what to do. They're just walking up against one another. They're even taking damage. What if I take control of you? Oh, yeah, okay. We've got some damage being dealt. There we go. We're just gonna get some headbutts in and then probably go ahead and die. Yeah, let's just go ahead and die. This is a 2020 mood if I've ever seen one. Well, if melee units are the only ones that can get off the ground, then I guess we're just gonna have to try the biggest, baddest melee units. I don't have all of them here, but we will try halberds and jarls versus knights and chieftains. I know it's a bit of a mismatch. Some of them are wearing full armor, others loincloths that barely cover their weird red genitalia, but hopefully we get something out of this. This is definitely something. They're just kind of like randomly swinging at one another. It's hard to really distinguish any kind of combat.
I'm not
It's like
talking
throwing
too much.
spaghetti against a
I want
wall
you to
and picking out all
hear
the individual
only.
strikes. It's starting to get to the point where I feel like I'm the Goku of weirdness when it comes to this game. Like, every time you think it couldn't possibly get any weirder, I've reached my peak, I go just a little bit further beyond. We're gonna have Flying Vlad the Impaler versus Flying Executioners and Taekwondoers? Taekwondoers? I don't know. All I know is that there are many sharpened telephone poles and minivan doors attached to sticks getting thrown around. Whoa, really? I thought Vlad was gonna get crushed here. They were outnumbered like 3-1, but evidently not. That is assuming that you guys can get down to him. Oh, okay. The Executioner might be able to turn this around. No, he's got a broken back. We've really got a 2-for-1 special with this battle because I don't know why I didn't think of either of these ideas before. We've got the Raptor Rider. We got riders with wings. We've got raptors with wings. The raptors are already a disaster on land. They're about as wobbly as the horse, so that should be interesting. But then we've got the cheerleaders and the mace spinner. What would happen if a tornado has wings? Do the cheerleaders fly? I have no idea. I get the feeling the raptors will probably close the distance because they're real quick. It's not gonna matter, though. We do, in fact, have a flying tornado. I really like the raptors with wings. They're super cool. I should have had them face off against something that wasn't so incredibly overpowered. I'm really confused because the raptors got smaller wings than the horses, but Snuffy got tiny wings. They weren't proportional to him at all. So what would happen if we used a bunch of giants? Would some of them get giant wings and others don't? Really? That doesn't seem very fair. Look at these majestic broccoli Jesuses. I know they were pretty angelic already, but poor stupid ice giants, frost giants, or whatever they're called. They just got little tiny wings in their pecs. Of course they got worked. And last but certainly not least, another recommendation from you guys. What about clams versus snake archers? Would the clams and the snakes have little tiny wings? God, I hope they do. Please don't let me down, game. No! No! They just run around! Oh, that's a bummer. Can the snakes even reach them when they fly? No, that's not particularly fair. You know what? I think that's going to be it for this episode of Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, guys. And now that this update's been out for like a week, I want to say that the mods are slowly returning again. Now, every time there's an update, they break, and then the modders have to go and fix them and add new stuff. But I would imagine using all of these new abilities and modes with some modded units could make for some really funny moments. So if you guys want to see that, as always, be sure to leave a like in this video, leave some recommendations in the comments, and I'll be sure to return for more tabs soon. But thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.
Ja, det var fan, det var different. Aj, det var vad det roligt. Då, men jag vet gummen den minut, men jag är dundi. Hej